right, so Karim Bitar here with the Beat London. As you can see, we are with the iconic Dame Dash. I'm going to say a few things here. So we've got entrepreneur, record executive, film producer, director, actor, international gallery curator, co-founder of Roc-A-Fella Records, and of course, CEO of Dame Dash Studios. You've got more titles than the LA Lakers. It's crazy. Like, you're doing a lot. Welcome back to London. It's been a hot second. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing fantastic, to be honest. I'm busy and happy in equal measure, and life's fantastic at the moment. What's it like being in our city? Back again?
I like it. It's swaggy out here.
Swaggy?
Yeah.
Swaggier than the US?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you know, because I'm in the US probably, but, you know, I go a lot of places. And, you know, out here they're pretty up to date, actually a little bit forward. It's because a lot of the architecture here is so, like, old and dope, and you have to, like, make it new. So it's like a combination of the new and the old together. I like that swag.
That's the thing.
It's being creative. It's like to make things look new, you got to be creative. So I like that. So it's, like, inspiring.
London has a lot of unique architecture, I've got to say, and you're in the big city. You're in here because you're promoting your latest film, The Prince of Detroit, and you're also doing a live Q&A, Be Inspired Live, on Sunday. Mm-hmm. And just in case you don't select me for a question on Sunday, I thought I've got a few questions lined up here.
I'm not going to be the one picking people, by the way.
That's in case I don't get selected.
I got you.
My chances, you know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I want to start with the film first. As a director, how do you distinguish yourself from others in the industry?
I think my fundamentals are a little different because I'm a professional at music. So you'll feel that in the music, in the movie. I'm a professional at fashion. So you'll feel that in the movie. You know, I'm a professional at getting a performance. I'm a professional at telling an authentic story because usually I was there or I could study those people. You know what I mean? Mm. And then the way I'm going to market, promote, I'm going to do it independently. The whole structure and process, the way I do it is different than most are probably taught. So the whole thing is art. You know, so the reason why I like making movies is because it stimulates so many different dimensions of your taste, so many verticals. You know what I mean? So you can't just make movies. You'll be able to tell if the director has no music knowledge just by the music. You could tell if he could dress by the way everyone else is dressed. You know what I mean? You could tell if he actually has been around actual experiences, if the way the people are acting, if the people are acting authentic, he provided that environment. If they're acting phony, then he's phony. You know what I mean? So you're going to feel every bit and all the taste things that I've been practicing, all those titles at a professional level, or like Ralph Lauren can't make movies. You know what I'm saying? Steven Spielberg can't make an album or design a clothing line. I could do all three of those things, and none of them have art galleries. I do. You know, and then the history that comes with it. You know what I'm saying is real because, again, the things I'm talking about, 9 times out of 10, I was there.
You've got, I think it's very clear, as we're saying from these titles, I think to sum that up, you're saying your varied life experience allows you in a film to tackle every single angle possible in that film. And
that's including the funding, the distribution, the marketing, you know, every aspect of it.
Everything.
But more than anything, I'm an artist now.
Yeah.
You know, like, I don't consider myself a businessman anymore for the last decade because I stopped doing things for money.
Yeah.
I just want to create art. And what I've been doing is fighting to do that independently so no one can stop me from doing what makes me feel good. So what I notice, the algorithm of life for an artist is they can't execute their visions because they don't have the money. And then they have to compromise exactly really what they want with their art because the person paying for it has to make sure they get paid back. And at that point, it's not their art, which becomes torture and a nightmare no matter how much money an artist gets paid. You know, an artist can't do art just for money. That's not an artist.
You were able to kind of skip that phase because you made the money and you gave yourself the financial freedom to focus solely on the art.
Well,
at this point in your career,
I didn't make enough money to just do what I want when I want. I decided to become a starving artist, and that means once you pay for one thing, when that money comes back, it goes into another thing. And unfortunately or fortunately, I'm inspired by everything. So I got a comic book right now in this very moment. I got a comic book done. The drama you about to see, The Prince of Detroit, done. That's coming out. Stoned, which is another movie I shot on 6 days on Kanye's ranch.
Oh, wow.
Done. You know, ready to come out. A magazine, done. Kids book, done. You know, fashion clothing line, done. Albums, done. Like her, I just shot a short movie for her album. It's like the L Word and Streets is Watching mixed together. You know what I mean? For her. So, and that's just because I really care and she has talent. And she helps me, so I help her. You know what I mean? But the thing about it is I'm creative, so I'm able to utilize whatever I have, whatever's available to me, and because I'm creative, I can make something out of it. So with them 3 cameras right there and these mics, if I had to, I can make a movie. Because all you need is a good editor.
If you have time, do you want to help us in post-production to edit this?
Not really. I hate editing, bro. Shooting is easy, but the editing of it all,
yeah, no.
If I'm going to take the time to edit, it got to yield some bread.
I hear that.
So sometimes you kind of make things that they're like lost leaders. For me, if you make something with a narrative, then it can give you residual income. That's money while you sit by the pool.
Absolutely.
So the reason why I'm able to, work freely as an artist is because of the things I did in the past.
Yeah.
I didn't settle for the money now. I looked at what I wanted my future to be later. Because I'm a time traveler.
I hear that. May I ask you something quickly as well? You said you don't see yourself as a businessman. Obviously, you clearly are because you have your finger in so many pies. But you're famously a man who's got conviction in his decisions.
I'd have more money if I was a businessman.
I hear that. But I think with all the things you're involved in, they all involve elements of business. They have to.
Everything.
Everything underpins business.
Everything does.
Absolutely. So,
but every artist has to do some sort of business.
Of course.
But the creative part is what I'm talking about more. Having to pay for it is a business. I hate it, bro.
And can I ask you, so you're famously someone who's got conviction in their decisions, his decisions. When was the last time you can think back to when someone changed your mind in maybe the creative field or in business? When did someone change your mind and you kind of...
Every day. Every day. The people that I listen to, that I respect, it's a collective thing. So if I want to do something and someone tells me how to do it better, then I'm going to pivot. I don't know everything, but I keep specialists around me for the things I want to do. So that's the business part. So if I want to make a comic book, I obviously can't draw, but I have a creative team. And my girl Raquel is, she runs shit. I say my dreams and they make it happen. If I want to make an album, I don't physically, I could strum an instrument, but I can't make it do with other, I can't even disrespect the art and say I'm nice. But I get with somebody nice, I tell them what I'm hearing in my head, pause, and they play it. I'm just right there, I'm helping, I'm directing, cooking it. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear that.
So
and you're utilizing the knowledge around you, soaking it in, and then if someone can do something better than you, you allow them to kind of explore that.
I actually, I expect the people around me to be better than me.
I love that.
I expect them to change my mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm old. I'm 51. So if you younger than me and I'm saying I know more about what's going on currently in the street right now, then there's a problem.
I hear that.
You're supposed to be telling me something I don't know. So I don't like being the smartest person in the room because I got nothing to learn. And I want to evolve. I want to get better every day because, I want to continue to fight. Not even fight. I want to peacefully be able to make and create my art and also help the people that I love create art as well. Period. And, I like to do it in luxury. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
But again, instead of buying a car, buying some jewelry, I'm going to get a camera. I'm going to pay an editor. I'm going to get some graphics, because all those things are important. Every detail is important. That's the art.
I love to hear that. And I want to ask you as well. So you were talking about currently now. I'm sure you still have your finger on the pulse, what's going on. Who do you currently see right now epitomizing your philosophy of ownership in music and being your own boss?
I think that's the average now. I mean, the whole mentality of it, of what we're trying to do.
Do you think you contributed to that when you guys kicked off in the 90s?
100%.
This mentality the kids have got these days?
I put the footprint in everyone's chest. Like, if you don't do it the right way, you wrong. Like, you're a clown. Like, if you think it's better to give away your freedom to somebody and let them now control what you do in your art, you give it away like you got a choice. If you choose that and you're conscious, then you dumb. You know what I'm saying? And you deserve what you get. But I told everybody, bro, independence is the way. Owning your masters is the way. Who doesn't?
It's true.
Like that, it'd be like now. Before that was like, you know, think about the mentality of someone being proud to say they're signed to another man. You know, that man now owns your masters. Like, look at the verbiage there.
Yeah.
You know, we're programmed to think that dumb shit is smart, that you rich when you poor, that you winning when you losing, just by giving you some sort of thing that's like, you know, insecure.
They just give you enough.
What they do is, what was that shit I was calling it? They give you what they liked yesterday, I was saying, a temporary, what they give you is temporary relief. I said this yesterday. I was in the studio with Getz, and we was talking, and I was like, yo, that temporary relief, people sometimes will do anything for temporary relief, but it's temporary. It's not enough money not to ask for more in a little while. You feel me? And then you become a slave to that, the person that's giving you. Now you getting given instead of earning.
So can I ask you, on top of that question, to build on that? So take Kanye West, for example. He's achieved billionaire status.
Yeah, but he's unhappy.
Can I? Let me finish quickly, just so you can. So Kanye reached billionaire status by partnering up with large companies. I think they're exploiting his creativity as a consequence of that. Do you think he could have reached billionaire status independently?
100%.
Yeah.
Me and him have had these conversations often.
Yeah.
You know, when it was time to do the Gap deal before that, I was trying to create our own Gap. I went and got that person that was running the Gap CEO, and we were just making our own. He went to Paris and came back with his Gap deal. And I was like, yo, I mean, that's going to be all right, but if you're not on the board, you're going to be sick. You know, and he's sick. That's all. Like, no matter what it tells you is no matter how much money you make, by partnering up with somebody, you're going to be miserable. Period.
You're losing that independence.
You just, you know, as a creative, you don't want anyone to mess with your art. Or, you know, you just feel away. It's like your art is like your child. So if somebody's now telling your child what to do and chastising your child for $1, it's going to drive you nuts. You know, it's going to make you miserable. So he's the perfect example of, yeah, you could do those things. You could make a certain volume of money. But the thing about Kanye is every single thing he makes sells and then resells.
It's true, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Resale market is.
But, you know, what I could say is he's going through a lot in this moment. And I just wish people would understand, would care a little bit about his health. And when they see that he's going through something, to stop putting the fucking camera on him. And whoever's around him, when they see he's going through something, don't listen to him. And I know he'll get mad at that. But what I could say is, like, what he's going through right now, as a father, as someone that's had their children and the control of their children for a period of time taken, and you being told what to do, it would really, it's traumatizing. Yeah. And if for someone that doesn't have so much control of their trauma and has a camera on them, they may react a certain way.
Absolutely.
And you know, again, you got to pick and choose what you consider wealthy. Is it money or happiness?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So when I kick it with him now, I just be like, yo, you got to do what makes your kids happy.
Absolutely.
Period.
And you can tell he loves kids a lot from the distance. I see, you know well.
But to the extent that, you know, you got to remember that sometimes there is a chemical, medical imbalance there. So if he's doing something out the ordinary, he don't want to hear that shit in that moment. But I just feel like people need to give him a little bit of a break sometimes. Like, yo, you must be going through it. I'm not even going to put a camera on you. As opposed to trying to monetize whatever dysfunction that's going on in his world. But could you imagine if you went through the shit that really fucks with you, plus you got some issues, and there's a camera and you got money to do whatever you want? But again, you're not being removed from your children will take you there.
I can imagine.
It doesn't excuse nothing he's doing. But like sometimes when people know your triggers and they know how to trigger you and you know they doing it, you know, it can really, you know, me, I can control certain emotions, but some people cannot.
It's well said. Do you know what? It's well said. And I think people forget that everyone is a human, and I think people are not treating him in an inhumane way and just want to get content and all this business. So very well said there from you.
I'm just saying, when y'all know he's saying things that aren't making complete logical sense, then maybe do a fucking health check on him.
No, real
Instead of doing a judgmental thing, be like, yo, let me send a therapist over there or a doctor or make sure he's all right.
Real talk.
That's all. But I never heard nobody say that. So that's the shit that be making me mad. Like, all the stuff that he do for everybody, when he going through it, everybody just wants to make fun of him. You know what I'm saying? But they do all buy his shit, though. You feel what I'm saying? So my point is, he could have done it on his own. Kanye would have been. He could, Kanye is just an artist, bro.
Absolutely.
So in business, traditional business, you want a calendar. It's hard to put a real artist on a calendar. You feel me? So if he's going against their calendar, then yeah, they're going to do what they need to do to save the money. They're not creators over there. So what they consider wealth is money. What he considers wealth is the amount of art and how good the art is, and it don't matter how long it takes. So just because he ain't moving at everybody's pace, sometimes, because they want to make money off him quicker, they might be pushing him to do things as an artist he don't want to do, but they be like, but we paying you. But he don't care about the money, as you can see. But again, if you see that he's tired or something, man, just, do a check on him. Like, yo, period. And that will aggravate him in that moment, but so what?
I hear that.
Y'all all know what it is. You feel what I'm saying? So it'd be like,
no, very
why you take a man that serious and he be going through things? And like the average person, when you messing with a man's child, or he can't see his child, even if he's not there all the time, but if he can't see him when he want, or he think he gonna miss moments, I know how that felt.
It's on site.
So now I could only imagine, 'cause it's traumatizing. The shit you remember, you see me bringing shit back up. So I just be like, man, give that man a break, bro.
Very well said, Dame. And that's.
But that's because I care.
Of course, I can tell.
You know what I'm saying? Like
very clear from what you just said. You care, and very well said. Speaking about yourself,
when he's saying shit, I'll be like, first I'd be tight, like I don't agree with none of that shit, and then I'd be like, oh man, is he alright? Then it gets scary for me.
You have a moment.
It's just you have a natural chemical hormonal reaction to certain things because he says things that trigger you.
Yeah.
But then I'd be like, is he all right? That's after that. If he's gonna say something that's gonna make, and then I know that when people treat him a certain way, it's gonna make him react a certain way. But you could tell he's protecting himself. There must have been some trauma somewhere. That's the reason why he's reacting a certain way. But everybody just wants to judge him and buy his shit. You feel what I'm saying? Because they know it's worth something. You know what I mean? They know it's art. So if Picasso or Van Gogh were billionaires and had cameras on them, what you think that would look like? What you think cutting your ear off would look like on a camera?
Yeah.
But still he's celebrated because that's what the genius is, the dysfunction. You can't, most of our artists are problematic. That's the way they communicate. But then you act like motherfuckers be regularly mentally. I mean, like, it's not regular. But that's all I'm going to say on that.
I just wanted to ask you, I've always wanted to ask you this, actually. So Roc-A-Fella was very successful. If Roc-A-Fella didn't disband when it did, who do you think you would have signed next?
At that point, I was working on fashion.
Okay.
So I kind of I'll say the way things were done were wrong, but the reason why they were done was because I let them get done.
Okay.
I didn't want to be a businessman anymore. I no longer wanted to be in charge of other grown men that had dysfunction. I had daughters to raise. I was into the fashion and the discipline and the taste that comes with it. So my office was at Rockware. I was developing Rachel Roy and Kanye's line Pastel, and Samantha Ronson's sister, Charlotte Ronson's line. I was into the fashion.
So your mind was on fashion, by the way.
I was out here. You remember that, right? I was in London when that shit was going on. I was running around with Victoria Beckham. You remember? So
not running with David. He runs on football pitches.
I get it, but I'm saying I was doing fashion out here, and in Claridge and all those different places. If I'm saying it right, launching Rockware in Europe and launching new lines and making movies. Cool. I was on my international Grizzly.
You'd moved on. Your mind.
Yeah, I didn't want to do all that shit. Like it was I wanted Biggs to run the shit. I didn't want to run that shit anymore.
Man. And you know what? I just wanted to thank you for your time today, man. Honestly,
thank you.
A lot of insight today. Hearing you speak, it's an absolute pleasure meeting you. And hopefully we'll meet again soon. I wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you, bro. Well, I'll actually see you in a couple of days.
Yeah, Sunday. Oh, we're going to do it. So I might ask another question, but let's see. I didn't get enough time. Karim and Dame for the Beat London. Thank you very much, my brother.